Firearms can be confiscated in North Dakota for several reasons: a domestic violence arrest, a protection order, a felony charge, or possession by someone prohibited under federal or state law. And when that moment happens, most gun owners have the same question: how do I get my firearm back? Today on The Right Slant, we're breaking down exactly how firearm confiscation works in North Dakota, what the law requires, how courts handle returns, and the legal steps you must take to reclaim seized weapons. We'll also walk through 2 real North Dakota cases, so you know how this plays out in the real world. In North Dakota, firearms are most commonly taken under 4 circumstances. Arrest situations: if the gun is connected to a crime, it's seized as evidence under NDCC Section 29-31.1. Domestic violence or protective orders: firearm possession is prohibited during a DV protection order under NDCC Section 14-07.1-02. Prohibited possessors: felons, unlawful drug users, those adjudicated mentally incompetent, or individuals subject to restraining orders may not possess firearms under federal and state law. Dangerous weapon forfeiture under NDCC Section 62.1-01-01 and Section 29-31.1-01, weapons used in a crime may be forfeited. All of these allow law enforcement to confiscate firearms legally and hold them until a court decides otherwise. Getting your firearm back in North Dakota depends on why it was taken, but the process generally follows a few steps. Step 1, confirm whether it's evidence. If your gun was taken during an arrest, it stays in police evidence until the case is dismissed, you're acquitted, or the case ends without forfeiture. Under North Dakota law, evidence cannot be released without prosecutor approval, even if charges are dropped. Step 2, file a motion for return of property. This is authorized under North Dakota Rule of Criminal Procedure 41. The motion should be filed with the court handling your case. Step 3, prove you are legally allowed to possess a firearm. You must show you are not a prohibited possessor. Courts will check criminal history and any active orders. Step 4, court hearing: a judge will decide whether the gun is still needed as evidence, subject to forfeiture, or ready to be returned. Step 5, retrieve the firearm. If approved, the police department will schedule an appointment for return. You'll present ID, the court order, and sign the release documentation. In almost every case, prosecutors want written confirmation from the judge before releasing a firearm. If you're finding this breakdown helpful, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode from The Right Slant. Facts: Holt was convicted of possessing a firearm while prohibited. After his conviction was reversed, he asked for his firearm back. Ruling: the court held that once a conviction is overturned, the defendant is entitled to seek the return of property unless it is contraband or otherwise illegal to possess. Importance: this case establishes that even after serious charges, a firearm can be returned if the conviction does not stand and the owner is legally eligible to possess it. Facts: Trevino sought the return of firearms seized during an investigation. The trial court denied the return, claiming the guns were still needed. Ruling: the Supreme Court clarified that courts must determine whether the property is actually needed as evidence or subject to forfeiture. If the state has no ongoing use for it, the firearms must be returned. Importance: this case reinforces that law enforcement cannot hold guns indefinitely without justification. There are also a few important North Dakota-specific rules to keep in mind. 1. Active protection orders automatically prohibit firearm return if you're under a domestic violence protection order. State law and federal law bar firearm possession. The gun will not be returned until the order expires and you are legally reinstated. 2. Firearms used in a crime may be destroyed under NDCC Section 29-31.1-01. Weapons adjudicated as dangerous instruments used in a crime may be forfeited. 3. If someone else owns the gun, North Dakota allows third-party owners to petition the court for return under Rule 41, but they must prove ownership with receipts, serial numbers, or sworn affidavits. 4. Federal prohibitions override state law even if a North Dakota judge authorizes the return. federal law can still prohibit possession, for example, in cases involving drug use or DV convictions. 5. Mental health commitments if someone has been involuntarily committed under NCC Section 25-03.1. Federal law prohibits firearm possession unless rights are restored. Firearm confiscation is stressful no matter the circumstance, but North Dakota law provides a clear path to reclaiming your gun, so long as you're legally eligible and follow the proper court procedures. If you want more state-by-state breakdowns on firearm rights, returns, and the real legal process, make sure you're subscribed to The Right Slant. Thanks for watching and stay informed.